Shout out to everybody tuning in. So right now it's fourth quarter, 62-86, 40.4. Matter of fact, we're gonna scroll through the timeline. Let's get this moment, this proper respect. 18,000 people. South Carolina. We had number 3 LSU versus number 1 South Carolina. We got Henny in the house. Hold on. Now, the complaint about LSU is, yeah, they undefeated, but who have they played? You know, the schedule is not tough enough. That's all the main talk. So, yeah, you got these crazy numbers, but who you doing it against? We had LA Faithful in the building. Hold on, let's get a word from them. So they fans showed up, but I say the issue. Let's go to starting the game. So starting the game, as I said in another video, South Carolina was going to come out pressing them. And we seen them struggle against the press. I want to say against Tennessee or Arkansas. One of them. Can't remember. I want to say Tennessee. Late in the game. So I knew at some point they was going to see that press. Morris early didn't look like herself. The moment looked too big. South Carolina went up 6-0. South Carolina just won 88-64. Now, early, LSU, the moment just looked too big for LSU. They wasn't talking. They wasn't themselves. They had to get an early timeout. And nobody was really in rhythm. As we start, it looked like it was going to be a blowout. The refs started giving them some calls. Things started settling down a little bit. Aaliyah came out the game. Of course, as we knew, South Carolina just was too big for Angel to be able to do what she do. So that's why I was saying they need to start working on Angel playing from the outside, playing from the high post, bringing the ball up, facilitating, working off the face-off. I was saying they need to start working on this so you don't just come into this game and then she starts doing it, but it's not something she's familiar doing. And when pressure hits, she's going to go back to trying to do what she does against lesser teams. But this team, Aaliyah's too strong to push through, and they're too long. They're just going to put their hands up, as we seen tonight. And she pretty much was shut down. And we seen Aaliyah Wallace, Aaliyah Russell, whatever great paint defensive player, Aaliyah, Elijah, like whoever you want to name, we seen pieces of that from Aaliyah Boston. She just was amazing tonight. And we seen, if you don't respect defense, today you seen how a defensive superstar can shift the whole team, as we always hear about how Bill Russell used to do. But second quarter, Morris gets in her flow. And, I'm talking trash, because I think she, against lesser teams, looks off Angel a little bit too much and goes, and I didn't really think she would be able to get off the same way against a bigger, longer guards like South Carolina, with Bill and all them. But she just was, once she settled in that second quarter, she was doing what she do against everybody else. I mean, she was the one piece that looked comfortable all game. And as you can see on the screen, she had 15 points going into the half. So she was pretty much the only one carrying it. On the other side, Zaya Cook had the energy all night. She understood what this game was. She understood the talk. And it seemed like she wanted to come put, they all comparing us to them. Let's put that to bed. And she had that attitude early, and that carried on. Angel got in foul trouble. One of the fouls was dumb. Like, you seen her trying to talk to Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah just playing her game. Aaliyah does subtle stuff. Like, when you start picking with her to let you know, like, she's not soft, but she's not going to get into the BS with you, just like a Tim Duncan. But she's going to get you, but it's going to be in a professional way. And she's trying to push Aaliyah, I want to say, off a rebound. Aaliyah's put, you're not about to just. She's not a pushover, so it's a little bit physical. And Angel gets called, gets taken out. So that's first quarter, and I feel like Angel has to know who to play that with. Like some teams, they gonna get into that with you. Aaliyah's not. She's just gonna play basketball, and at some point, you're gonna have to come and show up in a big game like this. You're gonna have to be able to make those proper adjustments if you are that person. Now, this is that first big resistance because the coach didn't put y'all in position to have big resistance before just running into a juggernaut like this. You're gonna have to be able to adjust. You're gonna have to work on the mid range. You're going to have to be more explosive when going up, so that because that week going up like you do against, that's just the problem playing with lesser tier teams. You'll start doing things that you think is going to work at the higher level, but against the higher level competition, some of those things is not going to work. Then what are you going to do? But if you would have played some of those teams earlier, you would have already had that understanding and had some idea of the adjustment. When the pressure got put on, she didn't really know. She just kept trying to do the same thing, got some garbage buckets so the points would look a little better at the end of the game. But for the most part, she just got shut down. And, I still got a lot of love for LSU. Morris earned all the respect tonight. I can't say nothing else about – I ain't going to say that. But Morris showed on the biggest stage she is who she's been against everybody else. So she showed up. I want to say Poole played a key part early on, too, with settling them down. That pressure didn't really affect her. And I want to say she kind of brought South Carolina out of that press and, just was handling it well. She seemed calm and composed the whole time. So that's something to pay attention to. Other thing, I might would start Samaya Smith. I just love her game. She's kind of has that Aaliyah Boston attitude. She's going to play hard. She don't have to talk to you, but she going to subtly get at you, and she just makes the right plays. I like what I seen from her tonight. She's somebody that won't always be big on the stat board, but if you're watching the game, you understand how important a player like her is. And just everybody with LSU, with South Carolina, they just came and did what they do. South Carolina game, crowd going crazy. You gonna get what you came to see when you go see South Carolina. And we just seen great defense, and they just wore LSU down. And by the fourth quarter, it wasn't too much left. Look at this. Like, this is, hold on, let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. Now, y'all, look at this defense by Aaliyah Boston. So right here, Angel should have faced up, and she would have had a little better chance of getting something off. And it looked like a foul from that end, but she got all ball and pushed it down. And that's where you can just see, like, she took herself at that moment. Any questions that you had was gone. So Matt Dowell says, if there was any type of National Player of the Year discussion going on today, it is safe to say Aaliyah Boston has won it. And I totally agree, man. Aaliyah Boston put on a show. Let's go to the stats. South Carolina LSU final score 88-64. One of the things I said, and they did, it's funny, as soon as I tweeted, I'm like, Angel Reese needs to work from the high post, get a pick from one of the shooters to get a better matchup. She got a clean shot, like, end up on the drive, but she just didn't end up making it. But that's some action that they need to start working on for teams like South Carolina when Angel just can't get hers inside. So she finished 5 of 15, 16 points, 4 rebounds. Morris had 23, 11 of 29, 1 of 3 from the field. Boston, 14, 5 of 9, 9 rebounds. Bill, stand out over there, 11 and 7. Cardoso was big. She just was getting anything that she wanted, going right over the top, steady, consistent. I like what I seen from Saxton. This is just a tough team with South Carolina, man. They just got the size. They have the right attitude, but not too much. And they just do a lot of things right, and they do it consistently. It's not like you're going to look and be like, man, it's always exciting but it's just they wear you down. They like better beef, man. They going to wear you down. You might be there be there, Errol Spence, and just slowly, surely you breaking down, and eventually you just gonna be on your back. And that's where that's South Carolina basketball. Shout out to Don Staley out there with her Eagles jersey. Eagles in the Super Bowl today. Let me know what y'all thought about this game, man. LSU, my LSU, they went down today. Dang, Flau'jae ain't do nothing. Carson only had 4. In the future matchup, they going to have to get some threes from Carson. They going to have to, Morris going to have to continue, but she going to have to come out early hitting. And Angel Reese going to have to figure out, face up more, not try to push through those bigs. You're going to have to face up, get yours off a speedy score. Don't look for the foul because it might not come. You got to go up strong to where you playing through the hands, so where it's just not just a little something just knocking you off. You got to go through it if you really want that call, but you got to go through it with the mindset that you're trying to get the bucket. LSU can learn a lot from this game. Don't be hard on yourself, but go work in that gym, Angel. It's a lot of stuff that you can improve. We know you head and shoulders above a lot, but it's some key pieces for that next level, and that's the scary part. I mean, you very good as is, but you got room to become great, and now you know what you need to work on. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Morris, you the real deal. No complaints from me. Shout out. I'm out.